So today our main discussion will be from verse number 15. Okay, verse number 15 to 30. There are 15 verses. So let us see today what are the flow. First of all, let us remember the flow of what we have studied last class. That is from verse number 1 to 14. Anybody can remember from verse 1 to 3 what was the theme? Anybody can recollect? One, two, three. Anybody would like to? Can anybody remember what was the thing? Because if we don't remember the flow, then it will be very difficult to understand the theme. Because the theme needs to be understood, the flow of the Bhagavad Gita verses need to be understood. Then only it will be interesting and the learning will be more complete. So, yes, 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 yes.
Prabhu, you mentioned one point that here Krishna was telling in first person, and previously it was he was mentioning in third person. So in Ganjo,
Actually, your voice is not very clear, Mataji. I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you properly. It is getting breaking. It is actually breaking in between. Okay.
Prabhu, it is clear now?
Yes, it is a little better. A little bit better. Yes.
Okay. Prabhu, you mentioned that Krishna is talking in first person in this Bhakti Jog, and
Yes.
previously he was talking in third person.
Previously, he was talking in
Third person.
exactly third person. Yes. So that is one point. Okay. Anyone else would like to add? What are the points we discussed?
হ্যাঁ আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি যেহেতু আমি
হ্যাঁ,
বাংলা
নিশ্চয়ই নিশ্চয়ই নো প্রবলেম।
হ্যাঁ তো এখানে আমরা দেখছি মাম আমাকে এইভাবে উনি সম্বোধন করছেন। আর প্রথম শ্লোকে যেটা আমি ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিস পাচ্ছি সেটা হচ্ছে ভক্তি শুরুর প্রথম যেটা শ্রবণম, শ্রবণের প্রতি গুরুত্ব দেওয়া হয়েছে যে এটার থেকে ভক্তি মানে শুরু, ভগবানের কথা আমাদেরকে শ্রবণ করতে হবে। আর সবকিছুর যে তিনি উচ্চ, আরেকটা আপনি পয়েন্ট মেনশন করেছিলেন যে জ্ঞানকে আমরা জানবো, এবার জ্ঞানের কথা জানবো বিজ্ঞান সমন্বিত হয়ে, এটা ছিল সেকেন্ড শ্লোকে। আর তাছাড়া ছিল যে উনি যে সমস্ত সৃষ্টির উৎস সেটা আমরা জানতে পারছি হচ্ছে এই শ্লোকের শুরু থেকে।
ওকে ওকে, হোয়াট এলস? এনিবডি আর কেউ এর সঙ্গে অ্যাড করতে চান?
আরেকটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট পয়েন্ট আমি মিস করে গেছি যে অনেক অনেক হাজার হাজার মানুষের মধ্যে কোনো একজন ভাগ্যবান মানুষ আমাকে হচ্ছে লাভ করে,
ভেরি গুড,
আমার সম্বন্ধে জানার চেষ্টা করে এবং তার মধ্যে কোনো একজন হচ্ছে আমাকে মানে আমাকে জানতে পারে, এইটা ছিল।
ভেরি গুড, ভেরি গুড। সো থ্যাংক ইউ মাতাজি। সো আই উইল let us take you to the entire theme, because this is one understanding you should have. So from verse 1 to 3, 1 to 3 we have heard about that know Krishna fully by hearing about him. Just hear Tat Srinu. We have discussed elaborately. Prabhupada has given various steps of hearing. Okay, so this is the one important point from verse 1 to 3. Then verse 4 to 12, Krishna was explaining the essence of this material world. Because we are in material world, we are having materialistic tendencies. So Krishna was explaining that okay, you are into this material world, you are attached to this material world. Now know that the basis of this, the general basis, foundational principle of this material world is me only. So when, even though we are into this material world, if we start appreciating from this material, from this matter, from this materialistic world, that here whatever, because we need to understand this sun, this moon, this has not been created by any human being, not even by scientists. So who has created that water that we are having? It has also not been created, even though we know by combining H2 and hydrogen and oxygen, the water becomes water. But who has combined this huge amount of hydrogen and oxygen in the Pacific Ocean? Prabhupada has asked this question when he was in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and nobody was able to answer. So that means somebody beyond this human understanding is there. So that way we start appreciating something greater. So that Krishna is telling that you know that it is me. Okay, Prabhupada in one place saying that in the Vishwa, in the universal form, the water is in the universal form. I am in that universal form. So like that, many way Prabhupada explained about this thing. So Krishna then explained that how in material and spiritual energy Krishna is himself, and then Krishna explained, given so many examples of that. Okay, and then Krishna says that all these things from 4 to 12 Krishna has given, and we have discussed this thing. And this, from this thing, two learnings are there. One is we can connect to Krishna. 4 to 12, from these words we can connect to Krishna even in this material world, anywhere. Just write down, any of you, one important assignment. This is out of the assignment which are there in the books or in the exam, but this is for learning this thing. One assignment based on this 4 and 12, verse number 4 and 12. You can write down, note down this thing, that as soon as you wake up from your sleep and you go back to your sleep, throughout the time you note down that how you can connect Krishna, how we can remember Krishna. Okay, see, we are not at that stage of like Rupa Goswami or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we are feeling separation from Radha and Krishna and I am just crying. We are not at that stage. But we are at Sadhaka stage. At Sadhaka stage, how we can remember Krishna? We are working in the office. We are interacting with our family members. We are going by transportation, somewhere by bus, by train, by car. So all these activities we are doing, we are drinking water, we are using many energies of Krishna. So you see, you keep and watch that how you can remember Krishna by your material activities. So that is the actual main understanding. You can remember Krishna. You can do this exercise. You will feel nice that yes, I can remember Krishna. This is one thing. Second thing, Krishna has explained many things in this verse number 4 to 12, from where you can understand that our relation with Vaishnavas can improve. Okay, Krishna has explained that I am the Balam Balavatam, I am the energy, I am the capability, I am the ability, I am the power among the person who are powerful. I am the intelligence among the intelligence. I am the penance among the ascetics. So from these, you try to correlate that in our Vaishnava society, sometimes we see some devotees are advancing, some devotees are not so advanced. Sometimes we compare with others. But how can we overcome that comparative mentality, which may lead us envious mentality or jealous mentality, by using these verses? Okay, these are the two things you just note down and you pass on to the other students, and you can share this thing in this group also, so that everyone can work and think on it. Okay, so this thing I want to add here. So then the section 3 was that from 13 to 14, that Krishna controls the modes and so surrender, because all this energy, how he is the essence of the material energy. And then this essence, he is there in this essence by three modes of nature. And he is the controller of these three modes of nature. So we cannot overcome this. Daivihesha gunomoi mama maya duruttaya mamevo je prapaddante maya metan taranti. These three, by three modes, he creates an illusion, mohitam. Okay, so what is the what is the way out of getting rid of coming out from this illusion? Surrender to Krishna. So that part we have discussed. So Sharanagati, we have to take shelter. Prapaddate. Now the question comes that if by surrendering we can overcome this maya, we can get rid of all kind of distress, we can get rid of suffering, then are all the people surrendering to Krishna? If no, if not, then why? Why they are not surrendering to Krishna? So we will see today that from verse 15 to 19, the impious never surrender, pious do. So there is the difference between there are some persons are surrendering, some are not, some are not. Just remember one thing: for surrendering to Krishna, we need some pious credit and knowledge. These two things is required. You can note down these 2 points: pious credit and knowledge. Shukriti এবং জ্ঞান. Then from verse 20 to 25, we will be discussing that in this particularly from 15 to 19, we will see that there are various kind of devotees Krishna will explain. Okay, and then Krishna will explain that who are demigod worshippers, those who are Deva Upasana, and Krishnetar. These are the persons. First, Krishna will explain that those who are not surrendering. Then Krishna will explain elaborately who are surrendering to Krishna. Okay, then Krishna will explain someone who is surrendering, not but Krishnetaro, who is not. They are not surrendering to Krishna, but something below Krishna. And they are in 2 categories. One are demigod Deva Upasana, and another is impersonalists, Nirvisheshvadis. And because they are surrendering something less than Krishna, their surrender is misplaced. Okay, this we will discuss from verse number 20 to 25. From next section is the last section, that is from verse 26 to 30. Krishna will explain that there is a bewilderment, that's why people are not surrendering to Krishna. And the freedom from this bewilderment is knowing Krishna by hearing Krishna. Same point which we have discussed from verse 1. Okay. The verse 1 started with this thing. Maya Shakta Manapartho Jogujunjano Madasrayo Ashanshayam Samukram Mam Jatha Gashashi Tatsrinam. So Tatsrinam, same thing will come. So actually that is the point. So these are the flow. This is the thematic flow. So anybody has any question about this flow can ask me, or else I will go into the section discussing the verse number 15. Okay, this is the background. We need to remember the flow, and there is a correlation between these themes which is there in the chapter 7. So this theme should be very clear. Okay, why Krishna? There is a particular sequence of verse. The verses Krishna has spoken, there is a sequence. So we need to understand that sequence, that conceptual sequence, what is there. Krishna is step by step taking us. Okay, so this thing is very important to understand. Okay. So now we will read this verse. Namam dushkriti no mura prapattante naradhama मायापरिहिता ज्ञाना आसुरीं भवमाश्रिता
नामं
नमो दुष्कृतिः नो मूढा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा माया परतज्ञा असुरं भावमस्मृता.
Thank you. So, Namam duskritinam mura prapaddante naradama. They don't surrender. So, those miscreants. So, Krishna has spoken in the verse number 14 that what he has spoken that Daivihesha gunamoyi mamamaya durattaya mam evaje prapaddante. Mam evaje prapaddante. He has told prapaddante. What is the meaning of prapaddante? Surrender. Please remember this word prapaddante. Today we will again and again we'll speak about this prapaddante, and this is very important word actually for our bhakti, for our entire bhakti life, prapaddante, and then that is meaning surrender, sharanagati. So those who are not taking shelter of Krishna, those who are miscreants, who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge illusion and who partakes. Just a minute. Yes. So those who are miscreants, dushkriti, okay, they are not going to surrender. There are four kinds of dushkriti here Krishna is talking about, and Srila Prabhupada has given elaborate purport of this. Okay, so we will summary of that purport we will see. Okay, summary of the purport we will discuss because it is not possible to discuss the entire purport in great detail. So we will discuss the summary and then so Mura. There are four kinds of Dushkriti. Dushkritina Krishna is talking about here. Mura. Mura means the animalistic fools who work hard solely for material sense pleasure, which is available for animals too. So mainly the Krishna is mentioning to karmis. Okay, karmi means they want to get some meager pleasure. They are working very hard, just like an animal, and Krishna and Srila Prabhupada has given the example of ass. So Krishna Prabhupada was telling that ass is, you might have heard from Prabhupada lecture that he many a times gives this example, Mura. They are foolish. Uh, that the animal, the ass does not know that there are amples of the abundant grass is available everywhere, but he thinks that if I don't serve this master, Dhobir Gadha. So the dhobi, the washerman's ass, washerman's donkey. Throughout the day and night, he work for that washerman, and he thinks that if I don't work, I will not get my meal, my subsistence. So like that. So this is the animalistic. So that's why they are so busy uh, that they are not ready to uh, understand the importance of human form of life. So they are mura. So they don't know. They are foolish. So that they also don't surrender to Krishna. Then the Naradhama, the lowest of mankind, human who lost their chance to revive their lost relation with God. They give up bhakti even after a practice. So Naradhama, Nara means human being, and Adhama means lower than that, subhuman. So they, even though they have got the mankind, human being, the body of a human form of life, which is very, very rare, but they don't act according to human being. So that's why we always we have heard from the very beginning of our Krishna consciousness that what the people they are busy. How we can become human being? It is not by getting the anatomical bodily features of human being makes us human being. But dharmo hi tesham adhika vishesho dharmeno hina poshuvi saman. If we don't practice, if we don't practice religious principle, if we don't take up dharma, jnana, somewhere it is still jnana, somewhere it is dharmo hitesham, somewhere it is jnana hitesham, adhika vishesha. So this is the only extra thing which differentiate human being from animal. So if we forget this thing, because this is the only human form of life that we can revive our lost relationship with Krishna. In other in the 84 lakh species, it is not possible to revive our relationship of Krishna. So that's why this if after getting this human form of life, if we don't endeavor, then it is a real loss. মনুষ্য জন্ম পাইয়া রাধা কৃষ্ণ না বুঝিয়া জানিয়া শুনিয়া বিষ খাইন. So Narottam Das Thakur was singing. He was lamenting that what I am, how I am wasting my human form of life. So we should also have that kind of feeling that how much I am utilizing my time and energy in Krishna's service. So this is what we need to understand. So then Maya Aparita Jnana. Maya Aparita Jnana means we will further discuss about Naradhama is a very important point actually. Maya Aparita Jnana is deluded speculators. Despite having studied the scriptures, their knowledge is stolen by Maya and they think of the God to be ordinary. So, but basically, mental speculators. They are so much speculation, analysis, paralysis by analysis. They do so much analysis that they got paralysis. So that's why they got deluded. Delusion. They have the jnana, but it has been stolen by Maya. So they are called Maya Aparita Jnana. Ashuram Bhauma Asrita. Ashuram means those who are demoniac atheists, envious of God, like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and their paramparas. So they are called Ashurim Bhauma Asrita. By the atheistic, demoniac atheistic mentality, they don't, due to that thing, they are envious of God. Bhagavad Viddeshi. Okay. Ashurim Bhauma. Yes, someone raised hand.
Hare Krishna, the document you are sharing is from Gita Shubhodhini?
No, it is not exactly Gita Shubhodhini. There is, yes, Gita Shubhodhini, that English book by Gauranga Priyadarshan. Not that book that I am shared in the group. That is by Gauranga. Sorry, Gauranga. I'm just these both are name are similar, the two devotees. It is another different book. Okay.
Okay. Prabhu, can we get this document also? Because
for my explanation, I am sharing because just to minimize the time. Otherwise, I can go by verses. It is all there in the verse in the purport. Okay. Nothing. Okay, just the points. And even in my next part is from the handbook that all of you have. That is also very nicely given the summary. Okay. So I will also discuss from this also. So here also Mura means animals, hardworking materialist. Analogy has given about the foolish ass. Foolish ass is their master and the sex partner. And they got, even though the ass is serving master for getting some subsistence, livelihood. They work so hard, and at the night when they come back, even for the ass, they get the kick of the opposite partner for getting sexual enjoyment. So the human being, those who are like that kind of mentality, Prabhupada is telling they are Mura. Okay. Another analogy is swine, that is the Birbhujam, that is the hoggish mentality. Hoggish mentality, the hogs, they don't care for sweet meat. Okay. They are happy with the fresh stool. They don't have any time for hearing absolute truth. They are very happy and satisfied with the fresh stool. Where is the stool? Where is the stool? So these are the two analogy Prabhupada has given. So if this tool is like our sense gratification, okay, this is available. This sense gratification is available in subhuman form of life also, and we have come by the evolutionary process from those subhuman species to this human form. We have actually enjoyed all these all these bodily sensual pleasure, but still we are not satisfied. Still we think that this is a very nice uh, enjoyment. So that's why we are like a hoggish. We are like a hog. We are tasting the stool and we are thinking we are eating the stool eating hog, Bir Bhujam. So we are such a mura. So like that Prabhupada is giving, those mura will not, they will not get any time. They are so busy that they don't have any time, and so busy and engrossed in getting their fruitive result, that they are so much focused to get their fruitive result for their enjoyment. So they work so hard uh, for among the 7 days, 6 days they will work hard, and one day they will enjoy like anything. So 7 times working they are doing, and they are working so hard, and enjoyment is only only one day. Okay, 7:1 ratio, working hard and enjoyment. But they don't understand that how foolish they are satisfying how foolish equation. They are happy with this equation. So like that. And the Naradhuma is civilized, social, political. They are civilized in one sense, but they are godless. Okay, they are godless. Atmaha. They are leading their life in such a way that they don't have any goal, any divine goal. They are working like that. So they are big. Sometimes they are political leaders and those things, but they are completely misdirected. Okay. So regarding this Naradhama, I will explain further. This is important point actually. This Naradhama part I will now explain from Shubhodhini, which I have shared. There actually very nicely this part has been described. It is all from the purport given by Srila Prabhupada. Nothing special. So no need to take any note. Wherever the note needed to be taken, I will tell. Yes. So, lowest of mankind. So, three definition Srila Prabhupada is giving in the purport. First is uncivilized. Numerous lower forms of human life are there. Okay, there are uncivilized forms. They are aborigines. So they also coming under Naradhamas. Civilized, those who have regulated principles of social, political, and religious life. Okay, but they are not having spiritual direction. So that Krishna Prabhupada will explain. Naradham socially and politically developed, but no religious principle. Okay, they have their own religious principles. Civilized means what? Civilized means those who are regulated principle having social, political, religious life. But the Naradhams are socially and politically developed. They are having social norms and political norms, but they are not interested in religious principles. Okay, just like in in a country like India. Actually, one thing today, there will be some discussion which should not be publicly circulated. So I think this YouTube upload that is happening is happening. It is in private mode. I
Yes,
think
Prabhu.
that's fine. So
Yes,
then I can
Prabhu.
freely speak. Otherwise, I will today some points will come, which is little controversial for those who are not practicing in bhakti properly. So that's why. So in today's context, if we see in India, India is such a religious place, holy place, but in India, so many rules and regulations are there, uh, constitutions are there, but the cow slaughtering, animal slaughterings are going on freely. India is one of the greatest beef exporter in the world. So and nobody is that way bothered about that. Okay, some here and there endeavor is happening to stop this slaughtering, but not in a general way. So that means we are socially and politically may have some development is happening, so-called development is happening, but actually the religious basis is not there. So purpose of religious is explained in the next point. So purpose of following religious principle is what? To know the supreme truth. This is the ultimate goal of religious principle. Truth and man's relation, then to revive the forgotten relationship with him, the supreme truth. So there is no authority above him. Already what is the supreme truth? Krishna has given Nanat Paratara Kinchidasti Dhananja. In 7.7, Krishna has declared what is the supreme truth. Supreme truth is Krishna. Civilized form of life is meant to revive man's lost consciousness of his eternal relationship with the supreme truth. The civilized form of life means actual civilized, the most successful civilized form of life is in the life where man is endeavoring, at least working some or doing something to revive his eternal relationship with Krishna. And Naradhama is whoever loses the chance of human life to revive their lost relationship falls into this category. Naradhama. মনুষ্য জন্ম পাইয়া রাধা কৃষ্ণ নাম বুঝিয়া জানিয়া শুনিয়া বিশুদ্ধ আত্মহ. We are taking a path of atmoha. Yes, spiritual suicide it is called sometimes. It is like even though we got this chance, but we are missing this chance. Example of losing the chance: baby in the mother's womb promised to worship him. This Prabhupada has given from Bhagavatam. That worship him after taking birth, but he forgets as soon as he gets out and falls into Maya. So when the baby is there in the womb of the mother, the baby cries because in the womb it is a very painful situation. Okay, it's a very compact place, particularly and that time the baby was when baby's consciousness become little developed. At that time the baby started feeling the suffering. Okay, so he started praying to Lord, and that's how we want to get out of that. So it is a very painful situation. But when he prays very earnestly to come out to get to get released from this painful situation. But after coming out, he forgets the illusion of the Maya. He forgets about his. We have also prayed according to Bhagavatam. We have also prayed, but until and unless we come into Krishna consciousness, we never came to know about this. We completely forgotten, deluded. It is not there in our memory. System designed to revive the lost relationship with God. So now there is a system. It is the duty of the guardians, the children, to revive dormant consciousness in them, because children may forget. After taking birth, coming out from the womb, children will obviously forget. We have also forgotten, but it is the guardian's duty to give them the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, revive that dormant consciousness in them. It is already there. It is not nothing we are imposing from outside. Sometimes people say that Krishna consciousness, Vaishnavata is a particular Vaishnav dharma. It is a separate dharma they categorize. It is not even, they don't have the knowledge that this is the essence of Sanatana dharma. Because this is a Sanatana relationship. This is Sanatana Sampurk, Sanatana relationship. Eternal relationship. We are reviving. It is there. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Gobunay Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karhoy Uday. Again Sravan. This is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sravan is the primary thing. So that's why when a devotee mother conceived a child, it is said that one should hear about Krishna. The mother should hear about Krishna. So by hearing, the hearing process is so strong that even the child within the womb may get some shukriti if mother constantly hear and read Srila Prabhupada books and hear devotional songs and all that things. It may not be like Prahlad Maharaj, that he will be completely liberated like Prahlad Maharaj, but he will get at least something. And in modern science also, it is established that the the in the womb also so many things happens, and the external sound, external how the mother's consciousness effect has a great influence on the child who is there in the womb. So for the mother, it is very important. Vaishnavi should be, there should be great Vaishnavis, and the great devotee mother can give the next generation of Krishna conscious population. It's depend on the mothers, those who are practicing today. So it is very important for them. So in that respect, so that's why Prabhupada is telling that Dashavidha Samskars are there in the Varnashram system, and among that there is Garbhadhan Samskar, how we should conceive. Prabhupada said that we should not conceive like cats and dogs, okay, just to satisfy our sexual urge. And previously Krishna has told Dharma Aviruddha Kama Ashmi Bharatarisha. Dharma Aviruddha, we should follow Dharma Aviruddha, not Dharma Viruddha, so that we can give proper proper Krishna conscious child. So the sexual urge should not be used for our recreation. It should be used for Krishna conscious child's procreation. So that is the point. But unfortunately, the 99.9% of the population is Naradha, because they lack this Varnashram system, purificative sanskaras. They don't have any background. Everything is lost in today's world. We are only after so-called economical progress, economical development, nothing else. Technological development. We forget that all these things. And the effect of the all-powerful mental energy on Naradham is then all their education is made null and void. All their education is null and void. In what sense? It does not mean that all the education is null and void. All the education is null and void means that they don't get the proper direction for reviving their Krishna consciousness. This education does not help. In today's world, the modern education hardly have any link with Krishna consciousness, any link with religious principles even. Forget about Krishna consciousness. Any religious link is not there. Okay. So our modern education is actually creating Naradhamas. Now, what is the hope? Is the Naradhamas are completely hopeless? No. Here is the greatest benefit, particularly in this Kali Yuga. The greatest hope in Naradhama is the mercy of devotees. So this Naradhama's example, the classical example of Naradhama is Jagai and Madhai. So today, the world is full of this Jagai and Madhai. Jagai and Madhai has born in a Brahminical society, family, but they lost, due to the bad association, they lost their all Brahminical qualities and become a great miscreants, Naradhamas, and create havoc in that time in the locality of Navadvip. You all know that. And who has delivered them? Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu has delivered them, because Nityananda Prabhu, particularly in this age of Kali, he has not discriminate who is Naradham and who is Narottam. There is no discrimination like that. So Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees are actually the representation of Nityananda Prabhu. So this is the greatest hope that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told, that Prithivite ache jato nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe mor naam. So these pracharaks of Krishna consciousness, those who are preachers of Krishna consciousness, that kind of devotees, when intervene into our life, then only intervene this in the life of Naradhamas. We, particularly, I can understand, I can say about myself, I am myself was also among these four categories only. So until and unless some devotee intervene in my life, hmm, I could not have got this Krishna consciousness. So this is the actually the causeless mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, that we that the entire society of Jagai Madhai can be delivered. So Prabhupada said that Nityananda Prabhu has delivered one Jagai and Madhai, one pair of Jagai and Madhai, and by that, by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, I am now delivering Jagai, mass scale Jagai Madhai deliverance is happening throughout the world. Jagai Madhai deliverance is happening. So this is the vision, and we particularly when we are going for book distribution for preaching, we should not discriminate, because in Kali Yuga, why we should not discriminate? Because in Kali Yuga, simultaneously the Ashuric propensity and Shura propensity, the good and bad propensity, both are there in same human being. So we should not discriminate. We should try to give them. We should try to feed the good dog. Then only we can become good devotee. There is a two dogs are barking, and who will win? To whom we feed. Okay. So if we feed the bad dog, the entire culture is actually feeding our bad dog propensities. But by the mercy of what when a devotee intervene, then the good dogs start getting some food. And if we start feeding that good dog, slowly the bad dog will weaken, will stop barking. So that is the beauty of Kali Yuga, that just by this simple process, we can revive, we can become from Naradhama to Narottam. So Prabhupada has made these hippies actually. The hippies were actually Naradhama. They have taken birth in great in the rich family of America, isn't it? Just like Jagai and Madhai. But due to bad association, due to bad habits, they have become like a hippie. Okay. So Krishna's devotees, pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, has made that those hippies into happies, that Naradhamas into Narottamas. Prabhupada said that when you will walk down on the street by putting tilak and kanti and dhuti and kurta, it looks like that you have come from Vaikuntha world. So that revolution Prabhupada has done in this world. So this is a very important thing, particularly this Naradhama. So an unfortunate condition of Naradhama, and what is the basis of that? That they should submissively hear. In many lecture, Prabhupada will say, we don't demand anything from these people. We just have one request. Please come and sit down in our temple and hear about Krishna. And Prabhupada has made these big temples only to make the people hear about Krishna. They should hear about Krishna. Prabhupada was having such faith on this word Tat Srinu. The entire this chapter is standing on these two words of Krishna that Krishna has given in verse number 1, Tat Srinu. Sravanam, Sravanam, Sravanam. I am also repeatedly repeating this Sravanam. On this Sravanam only our whole spiritual life, bhakti life is standing foundation. While chanting, how we are hearing each and every syllable, how attentively we are hearing. When we are hearing some pure devotees lecture in Bhagavatam class, in temple hall, how much attentively we are hearing, how much eagerly we are hearing about Krishna Katha. So that makes a difference. But we are neglectful. Unfortunate situation is that we don't find time, we don't find any interest. Interest will not come because we are all diseased by like a jaundice disease. We don't have that taste. But if we understand that this somehow or other, if we hear, and that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this attractive Krishna consciousness preaching, Harinam Sankirtan, because everyone wants to chant, dance and sing. So this Harinam Sankirtan is a process where people can dance anywhere, and people are attracted now all over the world. Srila Prabhupada, the master of Srila Prabhupada, and the followers of Srila Prabhupada has preached, are doing Sankirtan throughout the world in such a way for mass scale deliverance of this Jagai and Madhai is going on by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So this is the great benefit we can get. So Naradhamas have that hope, but if they take this simple process. So it is not, so Prabhupada says always, it is not difficult. It is very simple. But very few are going to take this simple process. So this is all about this Naradhana. Okay. So the Maya Purita Jnana Prabhupada is explaining other things are also there. So these are there, mundane scholars, they are Maya Purita Jnana. They have the knowledge, but their knowledge are paralysis by analysis. Okay, mental speculation. Okay, because they don't know that the bliss of human life design after the eternal ransom is equal to Ashuram Bhavamastra is like they are illicit incarnations. Illicit incarnations are also like that. There are many people they consider someone as a some ordinary person. Prabhupada said, please, this video will be a little sensitive. I am openly telling, don't take it otherwise. I am understanding that you are fully having faith, and Prabhupada lecture is like that. So any person, any Gadadhar Chattopadhyay cannot become incarnation of God. Okay, so like that. So this kind of people are Ashurim Bhavamastra. Prabhupada is telling according to Prabhupada. So we should understand that this fake so-called religious movement will not actually give the best benefit of it. Okay, so we should be very much clear about this understanding. Okay, everything we should take about, we should do in spiritual life in this thing is that according to Sadhu Guru Shastra. Okay, not whimsically. We should not accept anything.
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Yes.
পারপট পড়ছিলাম, যেটা থার্ড পয়েন্ট, যেটা বলছে মায়া অপরিহিতা জ্ঞানা। ওখানে পারপটে একটা জায়গায় লেখা আছে, দেয়ার আর আ গ্রেট নাম্বার অফ মায়া অপরিহিতা জ্ঞানা at the present moment, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita. Scholars of the Bhagavad Gita
Yes.
মধ্যে
Yes, among the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita means they are declaring, self-declared scholars. They are not following any parampara. They are not ready to accept any parampara, any school of parampara, bona fide parampara. They think that they are actually self-declared scholars, means they give their own mental concocted interpretation, just taking the verse from Bhagavad Gita. They are using the popularity of Bhagavad Gita, and they just want to become popular by give their nonsensical, mentally concocted interpretations. So they are called Ashurim Bhava. They are actually Krishna Viddeshi. And Prabhupada will say many times that their first duty is to throw out Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita and give their own and bring themselves in the Bhagavad Gita. Just they use the Bhagavad Gita because of the popularity. Okay, so that is why they are Krishna Viddeshi actually. They are Krishna Viddeshi. Ashurim Bhavamasrita means they are Krishna Viddeshi, atheistic demons. Okay, and Maya Purita Jnana means they are knowledgeable speaker. They are mainly those who are Mayavadis. Mayavadis are like Maya Purita Jnana. And Naradhamas already I have discussed, and Muras are like those who are Karmis. Okay, they are only gross sense gratification. They are only happy with eating, meeting, sleeping. That's it. They don't have any other goal. So, yes, Shubhankar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, we can see that in Prabhupada's purport, another class of men, Duskriti, is also called Naradhama, and Duskriti also calling as Maya Aparita Jnana.
All are Duskritis. The four categories are Duskritis. Okay, here we are describing the four different types of Duskriti Krishna is explaining. Okay, Kriti means, let me explain further about the Kriti. Kriti means what? Meritorious. So Prabhupada used to say But Prabhupada already given many lecture on this. Kriti, they have the intelligence, they have the merit, they are meritorious, but they are using this meritorious thing in different direction, in completely different direction. And what are the four directions? Based on that, the four kind of duskritis are there. One direction is sense gratification. That is a muras. Naradhamas, Naradhamas means they are politically, socially, they are development, doing all sorts of development. They are big social, politically leaders may be there, but they are not having religious principles. Okay, and third is uh, uh, the Mayapurita Jnana, that mental speculators. Okay, and the fourth are the Mayapurita Jnana, the Bhagavad Viddeshis. Okay, like that. Among these, Naradhamas are having the best chance of, because they are like mostly Naradhamas, they have got some pious, they have taken birth, and sometimes they have got some spiritual benefit, but they rejected it. They got some good birth like Jagai and Madhai. They were born in good family, but they could not capitalize that their good birth. So that kind of people. The hippies are also like that. They have born in rich families, uh, in rich mercantile families. Suchitam Srimatam Gehe. You have read in chapter 6, but they could not took the advantage of that. So that is the Narada. Yes, Rajiv Prabhu. Is it clear, Shubhankar Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, clear, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes, Rajiv Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I had one question, Prabhu.
Yes.
So, if we consider the karmis, like let's say who are more interested in karma kanda, and then on the other hand we have gyanis who are mental speculators, and
Yes.
then gyanis they come up with books where they are mentioning that Krishna and Rama, they have taken meat and those kind of references from some other scriptures, and then this is getting famous in the mass. So, whose position is better, the Gyani who is a mental speculator or the person who is involved in karma kanda?
See, it depends upon person how they are situated. From everywhere, one can come to Krishna consciousness. Okay, when they got baffled, basically Karmis will get baffled more easily than Gyanis. Okay, so in that sense, Gyanis, particularly this Gyan Kanda is particularly those who are Mayavadis, uh, for them coming to Krishna consciousness is very difficult, very difficult. Okay, Karmis can come because Karmis will face various distressful situation. Okay, so they will find out if they get some chance, they will come easily. They can come easily, actually. But Gyanis is a little difficult, and that's why the Gyanis, Gyan Kandus are okay, but here particularly the Maya Aparita Gyana, those who are telling, they are using, their Maya has delusion. By the delusion, the knowledge has been stolen, kidnapped. Okay, they are so much Gyana that Gyana is leading towards that Gyana. Why it is happening? See, they are speculating. They are thinking themselves that they are very great, intelligent intellectuals. So that's why they don't care for simply hearing or surrendering to a person to give oral reception. Okay, they are not ready because they think I. Even though sometimes some people will come and they will say, I know this. What you will teach me? I know. Particularly in Bengal, the situation is like that. We know who is Gaurnita. We know everything, and we are doing everything. So their knowledge is completely stolen by the delusion, by the Maya, because they want to keep their superiority over everything. They don't want to surrender. Okay, the Prapadanta is not happening. Finally, the point is those who are not surrendering. Surrendering needs some humility. So the Gyanis, they are thinking themselves very great. Karmis, they think that I need to work hard, work hard, work hard. They are working, they are busy full. Okay. They are busy full. So they are busy in that. But so that is a difference actually. But anyone can come. I know many example that though many Mayavadis has come into Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada has made many Mayavadis into Krishna consciousness. Kurmis, so any Krishna consciousness, Noradhams, mainly Noradhams, he has made Krishna consciousness. Many Noradhams. So like okay. Is that okay? So now we will look into the next verse. So now after describing this, the question comes that who will surrender now? Here Krishna is telling why this kind of people, those who are not surrendering. Now who will surrendering? This we will discuss from next verse. I don't know why this is not getting closed. Okay. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritina arjuna arto jighashurarthathi gyani cha bharata rishava.
चतुर्विध
भजन्ते
भजते
मां
नाशुकृतिनो अना अर्थजिज्ञासुरर्थाति
ज्ञानी भरतर्षभ.
Thank you. So, O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. So, this also I will thematically discuss. So, four types of Shukritanas, pious people who worship Bhajante Krishna and eventually surrender unto Krishna. So, here I am using this word worship means Bhajante and surrender means Praputtante. So, we will see how this section, particularly this section, will take us from now onwards, from 16 to 19. There will be a progression from Bhajante to Praputtante. Now, this is the most important section of today's discussion. So, please be very attentive and hear whatever I am discussing. And after the entire section, I will take the question. Don't stop me because there is a flow, and this is little very important thing to explain. So, please be with me. And if you want to ask some question, you can note it down in your notebook, and later you ask me. So, arto, distressed. Those who are distressed, out of distress. The example is given in the Shastri. Gajendra is out of distress. Call out for Krishna. Okay. Jighashu, the inquisitive. Those who are very much inquisitive to know about Krishna. Example is Shomakati Rishis. Arthatri, the seekers of wealth. Dhruva Maharaj wanted kingdom greater than Brahma. Okay. So, Arthatri. Gyani, the seekers of knowledge of Krishna. Chatush Kumar and Shukdev Goswami. These examples are given in where? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, from where there actually it has been taken. So now, what does mean by Shukritina? Shukritina means what? Try to understand this Shukriti. What is Shukriti? Duskriti we understood. Okay, Kriti, we understood Kriti. From Kriti we understood Duskriti. Now Shukriti. Shukriti means what? The pious people. What does mean by pious people? Here we are not talking about exactly quote unquote devotees. Okay. Pious people we are discussing. Okay. Who follow the scriptural principles. Okay. Scriptural principles, pious people. Social and moral codes, that is the rules of Varnashram, and worship Krishna. So this worship Krishna is with some material motive. That is, with some material motive means in Sanskrit, what is the material motive is termed as a kama. So these bhaktas, they are devotees. Obviously, they are devotees as they are worshipping Krishna, because according to the definition of devotion, what is devotion? I don't know. I think Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you will elaborately and you will read this thing. There will be elaborate discussion. Definition has been given. Anna vilasita asunnam jnana karma anabritam anukulleno Krishna anusilanam bhakti uttama. So Uttama Bhakti has been described in this way. In this, the Bhakti is described as Krishna Anushilanam. Anukullena Krishna Anushilanam. In Anukul feeling, Anukul means favorable feelings. With favorable feelings, I am serving Krishna. So that is Bhakti. But here they are not Anno Vilashitashan. They are not completely free from material motive or material goal. They have some material uh, aspiration. So that's why they are Shakama Bhakta. Particularly these three, 1, 2, 3, Artho, Jiggashu and Arthartha. These three categories are mainly Shakama Bhakta. Gyani is actually not having any material aspiration. His aspiration is spiritual. So Shukdev Goswami is in not that way Shakama Bhakta. He is a liberated soul. He does not have any material hankering, but he is a seeker of knowledge about Krishna. He wanted to know about Krishna. That's why he heard Bhagavatam from his father Vyasdev. So he was attracted by the wonderful glorification of Lord Krishna. So these are the lila we need to understand for our purification. Liberated souls does this kind of things, but they are great souls. Okay, the examples are given by acharyas, not our concocted examples. These are, we need to understand. So Krishna first. So now we will discuss about various kind of devotional service. Okay. So up to this we discuss three kinds of Shakama Bhakta, and one is Bhakta. He is a elevated Bhakta. It is a Jnana Mishra Bhakta. So we will discuss the various types of bhakti now. So 7.16 describes three types of Shakama Bhakta. Okay. This D means devotee. 17 to 19 we will describe, Krishna will describe Jnana devotee. 7.28 Krishna will describe Mokshakami Bhakta. Okay. Mokshakami Bhakta can be Jnana Bhakta, can be Yoga Bhakta. And in another chapter Krishna will describe 8.12 Yoga Bhakta. I will explain now what does it mean. And 7.1 and 8.14 is Kevala Bhakta. 7.1 is the first verse of this chapter. Maya Shakta Manapartha. So that is a pure devotion. Maya Shakta Ashakti. Only Krishna. Okay. So that is Kevala Bhakta. So now we will briefly touch upon this thing. What is what? So Gunibhuta Bhakti is bhakti mixed with tendencies for karma, jnana, yoga and so on, with bhakti as a secondary element. It is seen in the karmis, jnanis and yogis who predominantly desire result for their actions, bhakti, mukti and siddhi. Bhakti, mukti, siddhi kami, সকলই অশান্ত। ভক্ত সকলই অশান্ত, কৃষ্ণ ভক্ত নিষ্কাম অতএব শান্ত। Okay. So this Gunibhuta Bhakti is a bhakti. They are bhaktas, but they are Gunibhuta Bhaktis. Now let us understand what is Gunibhuta Bhakti. Now think of a glass of a glass, empty glass. Okay. Now I put in that glass more than 50% of the glass is filled with water. And after that I put, say 80% is water, and then I 20% filled up that glass with milk. So what do we will call that milk? How you will term that milk? Who will answer? A glass is there. Okay, suppose this bottle is there. Okay, I fill this bottle up to this with water and then milk. How we will call that is what we will call this? It is milk or water? Unmute Rajiv Prabhu.
We'll call it water.
It is called water. The milk is also there. How can it
It
be
will be
called
milk.
water? Huh?
It will be milk.
It will be milk. But water is more than the milk.
জল মেশানো দুধ,
Ah,
uh,
exactly.
পিওরিটির মধ্যে ইম্পিউরিটি মিশে গেছে।
জল মেশানো দুধ. That means milk filled with water. Okay, জল মিশ্রিত দুধ means water is more. Now, so this is called, so this kind of bhakti means it is mostly water, mostly I have material motive. Okay, I have material motive of getting bhukti or mukti or siddhi, but without the element of yoga, but yoga is there, element of Krishna consciousness is there, but it is very little. So gun, from where it is coming, this kind of yoga, karma, jnana, it is coming from material guna, quality. I have material qualities. That's why I am materialistic devotee, Shakama Bhakta. Okay, it is having some devotional thing, but it is mostly in that devotional activity. I have some material motive also. Is that clear up to this? So this is a kind of bhakti. It is a bhakti, but it is not a pure bhakti. It is a gunibhuta bhakti. Okay. Then think of the same thing. Now here up to this more than 50% is milk and some water is there. So what we will call this? Milk or water? This is up to 80% milk and 20% water. What is it?
Milk product.
Now, what is there?
মিল্ক কিন্তু জল অল্প মেশানো।
So this we can say, actually the first term will be that this is a
প্রথমে একটা দুধ মেশানো জল হবে, আর এটা জল মেশানো দুধ হবে।
জল মেশানো দুধ. It is a doodh, it is a milk, but it is little contaminated with water. But that is a water with some amount of milk. So this kind of bhakti, where the bhakti is more than 50%, the bhakti element is more than 50%, but then there is some yoga, some karma, some jnana is there. It is called pradhani bhuta bhakti. The term is called pradhani bhuta bhakti. Is that clear? Pradhani bhuta bhakti. And now completely milk. So that is called Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti. Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give this Kevala Bhakti. This is the speciality of Kali Yuga. And this Kevala Bhakti can take us to Golaka Vrindavan. Okay. So I cannot elaborate this subject much more, but just for your information, I have explained this thing because there are various categories of bhakti Krishna is explaining. We need to understand this thing. Okay, that on what perspective Krishna is describing this thing. So now, after explaining this Shakama Bhakta, Krishna will now explain Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So here the first thing is, so here actually Prabhupada has explained this Anna Abhilashita Shunyan, everything is there. So I will move to this verse. So Tesham Gyani Nityajukta Eko Bhaktir Vishishyate Priyo Hi Gyani No Tartham Aham Shacha Mama Priyo. So what is the context of this verse? So now you have described these four kind of Shukritina. And among these, who is most dear to you? So then Krishna is telling this most dear is Gyanis. Why Gyani is more dear? To explain the translation is like that. So someone should read. Sorry, the verse you should read. Tesham Gyani Nityajukta Eko Bhaktir Vishishyate Priyo Hi Gyani Na Tartham Aham Shacha Mama Priya.
तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्ता एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम् अहं स च मम प्रियः.
Thank you. So, translation is that of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. Just see here, please be muted. So here, just see the Nitya Jukta. He is always, he's always Jukta. Nitya Jukta means he's always engaged in devotional service with full knowledge, not sentimentally. Okay, with full knowledge, he's engaged. And Eko Bhakti. Eko Bhakti Vishishyate. Eko Bhakti means his only goal is devotional service. He is Jukta in Eko Bhakti. Tesham Gyani Nitya Jukta Eko Bhakti Vishishyate. It's very special. Priyo Hi Gyani Na Uttartham. He is very dear to me. Uttartham. Highly. Uttartham. Okay. So we need to understand that this Gyani is not that kind of Gyani who finally, after going through practicing Jnana Yoga, he want to merge into Brahman realization, Brahman effulgence. He's not that kind of Gyani. That is also some kind of Gyanis are there. But here, this kind of Gyani, he is not that kind of Gyani. He really want to know about Krishna. His example, according to the Shastra, according to Rupa Goswami, is Shukdev Goswami and Chatush Kumar. They are of this category of Bhakta, Jnana Mishra Bhakta. Okay, they are Jnana Mishra Bhakta. So here they are doing devotional service towards Krishna by knowledge. And this knowledge is not speculative or mental concoction knowledge, speculative knowledge. This knowledge is devotional knowledge. This is increasing their devotion towards Krishna. So they are Jnana Mishra Bhakta. They know Krishna is God. Okay. So they want to know how Krishna is great, how Krishna has done various pastimes, activities, Krishna's various attributes. So they can explain elaborately. Shukdev Goswami explained to Parikshit Maharaj. So he is like that. He is a Jnana Mishra Bhakta. So this particular Bhakta can surpass first his knowledge. Let me show you that. So these Gunibhuta Bhakta are like this, already we have discussed. This is Gunibhuta Bhakta, Pradhanibhuta Bhakta, and then Kevala Bhakta is unalloyed devotees without selfish motive. The examples are there. Ananda Bhakta. Okay. So they are like this, already we have discussed. The examples of verse you can take a note 7.1, 8.14, 9.13, 9.22 is referring to Kevala Bhakta. Only these verses, mainly these verses. There are very few verses which actually indicate to Kevala Bhakta in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So Gyani is the best among the Shukritina. Why he is best? Because he is constantly connected, and Eko Bhakti means he is not a type of Gyani who desires to merge in the impersonal Brahman. So that's why he is very dear to Krishna. So, so this is important to understand that this Gyani, because this Gyani will now from this Gyana platform, he can become completely surrender person. So in initial stage, the bhajante is happening with kamana, with some material motive. So, but from that stage, we will but particularly the Gyanis with this knowledge, he will come to Prabodhanta stage. So that we will see in the next two verses. Through this Gyanamistra Bhakti, he will come to surrender. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is actually by the knowledge of Krishna's glories, Krishna's identity. Particularly, we already discussed. To completely knowing Krishna's identity fully, we should at least surrender to Krishna. We should come to that surrender to Krishna. Now, maybe our various kind of devotional service we are doing, that maybe we may have some material motive, but slowly we will get free from that, and we should fully surrender. Okay, our bhajante, devotional service should lead us to surrender. From Shokamo bhajana should come to Nishkama bhajana, pure Kevala bhakti. We are maybe having some Gunibhuta, Pradhanibhuta. Mainly, actually, if we analyze our stage of bhakti, we are mainly in Gunibhuta stage. Mainly in Gunibhuta stage. Because we can understand how much percentage of bhakti element we have in our heart. Okay, we have started adding, we have started that kuch mat chhoro Krishna ko joro. That was the thing we have been taught. No need to, that is not possible actually. Mechanically, we should not do anything mechanically. Gradually, it should come, we should take up. So here the first three kind of Sukritana serve Krishna because Krishna fulfills their desires. So that is their motive. But Gyanis of Krishna wanted to know about him without material desire. So Gyani is the best. So that's why Krishna is appreciating more about Gyani. A Gyani searching out a knowledge realizes that he is different from his middle. With the first Gyan, Atma Gyan, Krishna is giving this Atma Gyan. And then his further advancement is knowing Brahman and Paramatma. What is that? Brahman is the effulgence of Krishna's body. Paramatma is a localized aspect. Kirodakshai Vishnu is the localized Paramatma of the Jiva. Bhagavadakshay Vishnu is a Paramatma of the Brahmanda, and Mahavishnu, the Karanadakshay Vishnu, is a Paramatma of the entire creation. So all this knowledge is revealed. He takes this knowledge, and then when fully purified, he realizes that his constitutional position is to be eternally servant of Supreme God Krishna. And from that he understands. When he understands the Paramatma realization, he understands that everything is Krishna. So that verse will come now. So after this, in 17 verse, Krishna is appreciating, greatly glorifying these Gyani Bhaktas, particularly this Gyani. Now my question someone may ask that, oh, Krishna is glorifying only Gyanis? Then are the other Sukritinas, they are not very dear to Krishna? So to nullify or to eradicate that kind of question, Krishna will say that no, it is not like that. Udaro sarva evaite jnanito atmaiva me matam asthita shahi yuktatma mam evanu uttamam gatim. Someone can read?
उदारा सर्व एवैते ज्ञानी त्व आत्मैव मे मतम् आस्थित स हि युक्तात्मा माम् एवानुत्तमं गतिम्.
Thank you. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. So though here Krishna is telling that I consider just like my own self. Okay. But we need to understand, the Acharyas are explaining on this verse that yes, they are great. Particularly, what Krishna is telling, everyone is very dear because they are at least coming to Krishna. for fulfilling their material desire. They are not going here and there. They are not misplacing their bhajana to anywhere else. They are worshipping him. Krishna is actually looking for love. So someone is actually loving. Okay, I am loving, like just like the small child, small child or grown up child, particularly the grown up child. They sometimes come and they start flattering to the parents. The parents understand what do you want, what do you want today. No, actually, I want to buy some chocolate, buy something. So that is the thing. So parents also think, okay, he is not going someone else, he is asking me. At least he's coming to me for that. So parents also become happy. So Krishna is like that. Okay, they are coming to me. But someone is coming to know about me. Oh, he's so great, so appreciated. So Krishna has a special place for that Gyani Bhaktas. But actually, so this Jnana Mishra Bhakta is also a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. A Gunibhuta, he's a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta category. Jnani Bhakta is a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. The first three categories, depending upon their surrender, they may be Gunibhuta, they may be Pradhanibhuta, but Jnani is a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. The Jnana Mishra Bhakti is that, is Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. But Krishna, for Krishna, the Kevala Bhaktas are the dearest one. They are the dearest one. Okay. So they have the most special place. If Gyani Bhakta has the special place among all these four Sukritinas, the Kevala Bhakta has the most special place in the heart of Krishna. So that's why that story comes that the Ramchandra has written all the names of his bhaktas who always remember him. So when Hanuman comes, he finds that his name is not there. So Hanuman was upset. What is this? I am your so great devotee and my name is not there. So then Ramchandra says, no, there is another exercise book is there, another notebook is there, where the names are there of those devotees about whom I am thinking always. So in that notebook, Hanuman's name is the first name. So that is how it is like we should understand. So Kevala Bhaktas they are Anna Vilasita Shunna. They don't have any material motives. They just want to love Krishna for the satisfaction of Krishna. So here Prabhupada is quoting from Bhagavatam. Shadhavaridayam mayam shadhanam hridayam taham madannate na janati naham tippo manangapi. The devotees are always in my heart and I am always in the hearts of the devotees. The devotees does not know anything beyond me and I also cannot forget the devotees. There is very intimate relationship between me and the pure devotees. Pure devotees in full knowledge are never out of spiritual touch and therefore they are very much dear to me. So this verse is almost like a pure devotional service. Almost. Okay. But only motive is they want to know about Krishna. So next verse is most important. Bahunam janmunamante jnanavanam prapattate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlava. Anyone?
Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapattate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha.
Thank you, Mataji. So after many births and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all cause, and all that is such a great soul is very, very rare. So those who are actually prapattate, it is very, very rare. Shudurlava. So can you remember in the last section with which verse this verse has a connection? So as a Bhakti Shastri student, you should correlate with this section with this section. Then the conception will be clear. Then you can understand how Krishna is giving the knowledge, how interesting this knowledge is. Anyone can correlate with any verse previously we discussed? The time is moving so fast. Actually, this is the rarity of the Tattva knowledge. मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चित् जतति सिद्धये जततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चित् मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः. So that is the knowledge. That is that is 7.123, I think. Okay, so that it's reality of this kind of devotees. So where devotee here, Krishna is telling that he is understanding that Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Universal principle. Krishna, he is understanding in that way. So that's why Prabhupada is referring to the Purushottam mantra, where the universal form is described here. So from that, so this is the knowledge they get. And when they understand Krishna's greatness, see, when one can surrender, now I am thinking I am great. Now I need to know how much great Krishna is. Then I will say, oh, he is so much great. Then I should surrender. Everything is controlled by him. So I should be astonished with the glories of Krishna, the greatness of Krishna. Then the surrender will come. So this is not a overnight thing, but there is a progression is there from Shakamo to Nishkamo, and the knowledge and then surrender. But this progression can be very shortcut, very compact if a very pure devotee intervene in our lives, just like Srila Prabhupada or Srila Prabhupada's representative, Srila Prabhupada books. He can take us directly to Bhakti, the platform of Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti platform. So, but Krishna is talking about the general progression. So that is why Bahunam Janmanam. But Prabhupada has mentioned this can be done within a second. Someone asked Prabhupada how much time it will take for surrendering to Krishna. He said immediately, if you want, immediately you can completely surrender to Krishna. So how he can say immediately? Because if he completely surrender to the bona fide representative of Krishna, then it will happen immediately. So that's how we need to understand that this is the verse where we understand that from bhajante, from shakamo bhajante to prapaddante. Okay, prapaddante. Just see this word prapaddante comes. Prapaddante. Surrender. So this is the main goal of the entire Bhagavad Gita teachings. We should surrender to Krishna. Okay. So now, up to this is the second section we completed today. The third section is, I think the first section actually we have completed. The second section of today's second section we are discussing now from verse. Let me check. From yes, demigod worship. So Krishnetar surrender. So someone is surrendering. So pious will surrender. That much we understood, and based on the surrender, how they will come from bhajante to prapaddante we understood, and now this 7.20 to 7.25 is Krishnetar surrender. This 5 verse Krishna will speak about those who are not ready to surrender to Krishna directly. Okay, so due to their impious propensity, based on their impious propensity, not exactly impious propensity, they will surrender. They are religious person. The Dushkritinas are non-religious person, but they are religious person. Okay, they are not like bikarmis, they are karmis, but they want to settle something lower than the imperishable benefit of Krishna consciousness, and they wanted the result very quickly. Basically, for that reason, they surrender something, because by surrendering to Krishna, one will not get overnight result of becoming a pure devotee and will be ecstasy and will go back to Golok Vrindavan or access the Golok Vrindavan. Not will happen like that. But there are some people, they want get their pious result very quickly. Okay, so they surrender to demigods. They want to for their material motive, they want to go to demigods worshippers. Okay, so that we will now discuss from verse number 20. Yes. कामोस्तैस्तरितख्याना प्रपत्तन्ते अन्य देवता तम तम नियममस्थाय प्रकृता नियतोषया. Someone?
स्थिरज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते न्यदेवतः तं तं नियमम् अस्थाय प्रकृतया नियतस्वायया.
Thank you. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires and unto demigods, and follow the particular rules and regulation of worship according to their own wishes. So those who are having material desires and their intelligence has been stolen by material desire. Kamois tois ritogyana. Ritogyana. Their intelligence has been stolen by their intense kama. They want to, what is the intense kama? Stolen by their, by kamui, by desires, various kind of ritogyana. Basically, their karma is impelling them, forcing them that I want to fulfill my desire very quickly. So they don't have the patience to surrender to Krishna, because those who are surrendering to Krishna, particularly those Shokama Bhakta, they need to be very patient. They need to be very sober person. They have that kind of Shukriti. That Shukriti, pious credit. See, both are pious. Someone is worshipping demigods are also Devupashaks, they are also pious people. Punnatma. Okay. But then they are that piety and the piety that those who are Shukriti, they are different actually. Because they are coming to Krishna and they have the patience, dhairya, to wait for the result that Krishna will reward them. But this particular person, and that's why they are, because their intelligence is not stolen, Ritogyana. They are not Ritogyana. Okay. They are not Ritogyana pious people. They are having Dharyashil. Okay. Their karma are not so intense. They have the karma, but they can wait for their karma. Okay, this is the difference. So they follow all the rules and regulations of demigod worship because they want to fulfill their desire from the demigods. So those who are freed from all material contamination surrender to Supreme Lord and engage in devotions, as long as the material contamination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desires, who resort to Supreme Lord, are not so much attracted by external energy because of approaching the right goal. They soon become free from all materialistic lust. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended. So particularly this particular section, Prabhupada is writing about the Shukritinas, the three kind of Shukritinas that Krishna has referred in 7.16. Okay, and he is correlating with the verse of Bhagavatam, Akamo Sarva Kamo Va Moksha Kamo Dharati Tibrena Bhakti Jogena Jajato Purusho Param. Because those Shukritina, if they worship Krishna, they will also soon come to that stage where either in this life, after some time, or in next life, they will obviously come to complete Krishna consciousness. Okay. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Swamahatma Shuddha. In that stage, they will come to Prapadante completely. Okay. So that's why this is important. That whatever, even though I have the desire, I don't have the desire, I have the moksha kama desire, I want to get liberation from this material world, I should worship Krishna. Jajato Purusho Param. Bhakti Yogena Tibrena Bhakti Yoga. So this is what we need to understand. But many people are not understanding. Here Prabhupada is referring to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Atla Krishna Krishna Baki Shavabhritto. Ar Shavabhritto. Jake Jaiche na Chai She Taiche Koranritto. So here Prabhupada is giving this thing that we need to understand Krishna is the all in all. But all the people will not understand. Their material intelligence, their intelligence is completely stolen by the materialism. And that's why I'm emphasizing those who are into that stage, they will not wait. They will not have the uh, patience to surrender to Krishna and get free. And because the surrender to Krishna process, why Krishna delays to give the reward? Because Krishna wants in that process, in that dhariya stage, they should overcome the material lust. Okay, slowly that lust will come, they will go away. So that is main Krishna's desire. Krishna is more interested to elevate their consciousness than rewarding them their result. So some result he will reward them, but in that process, Krishna want to cleanse off their heart. But demigod worship, Devu Upasana in these kind of things are not there. You follow the rules and regulations, you get the result. That's it. So those who are very much kami, they will be following this path. But here Krishna is telling that yo yam tanum bhakta. Now from where they get this shraddha? Yo yam tanum bhakta shraddharchitam ichchati tasya tasyachalam shraddham tammevo vidham aham. So I am now not giving the chance to recite because the time is less. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one's desire to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. So Krishna facilitate that. Krishna is not like a god who is hankering for devotees bhajana or glorification. Okay. Krishna facilitate. Okay, someone is having some other desire, so let them worship whoever he wants, because he gives the independence. He does not interfere a living entity's free will. God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, if a person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such a facility from the material demigod, the Supreme Lord as Super Soul in everyone's heart, understand gives facilities to such person. Okay, so someone may raise the question that why he is facilitating this. He is actually degrading, in one sense, but it is not a Krishna's part to play, because the first desire comes from the living entity, and Krishna don't want to interfere. Krishna wants spontaneous surrender, not a programmed or forceful surrender. That's why Krishna facilitated this faith. And this is a faith, at least Krishna becomes happy that at least he is surrendering to one of my representatives. Some of my devotas are Krishna's subordinate ministers, you can say. If Krishna is a prime minister, they are subordinate ministers. So till now, these particular people, they were fulfilling their desires in a very irreligious way. But somehow or other, and that's how the Vedic injunctions are there, Vedic culture is like that, to accommodate everyone. So here, Krishna is accommodating. Krishna facilitate this accommodation, that at least, okay, from Bikarma path, he is coming to the karmic path, Karmakandya path. He is following some rules and regulation to surrender to me, surrender to some demigods. He is at least subordinating to some Vedic injunction. This Deva Upasana is also a Vedic injunction, and not a single Deva Upasana gets complete without the pronunciation of Krishna mantra, Vishnu Upasana. I think all of you might have noticed this thing. All the Deva Upasana includes this. So that's why, because any Deva Upasana will happen, Lakshmi Puja, Durga Puja, Ganesh Puja, there the shalogram will be there. Without there, the puja will not complete. And they will pronounce mantras for that. For the Vishnu mantras are there. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pathe Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastate, this kind of mantra will be there. Then many this kind of mantras will be there, which is related to Vishnu, to complete the Deva Upasana. Okay, so this is very important to understand, and Krishna is facilitating this thing. It is something like a play school. Okay, in the play school, the children does not want to go to school at first. The young, the baby, the kids, They want to play always. But they need to go to school. But the school is not meant for play. But initially, when they first come to the school, the school looks like a play school. And the teacher will stand with chocolates and everything. So it is a sort of a attracting those person. They are not interested in pure devotional service directly, uh, directly surrendering to Krishna, but they are surrendering to something. They are coming to school at least. They are coming. They are getting admitted into the Vedic school at least. Not the initially the highest purpose of the school is fulfilled, but they are actually accommodating into it. So that's why they Krishna actually facilitated at least, okay, you come, at least you come to the Vedic platform, Vedic injunction. So this is the reason this verse is Krishna is giving this faith, and then Krishna will explain further that uh, in the next verse, Krishna will explain that this verse number this Shataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasharadhanam Ihate Labhate Cha Tato Kaman Maya Eva Vihitan Hitan. So endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtain his deserts, but in actually these benefits are bestowed by me alone. That means that this benefit, whatever the benefit they get from the demigods, they are actually arrangement of Krishna. Krishna sanctions the demigod to give that desire, that benefit to be fulfilled. Then only that desire is fulfilled. So Krishna is always there in the background, just like the principal of the school facilitated this play school. Otherwise, the play school in the school, it is a place of education. It is not a play of a school, but it's a place of playing. But the play school facility is being sanctioned by the principal. Then only the teacher can give the chocolate and make arrangement of play school. Otherwise, that is not possible. So similarly, Krishna is in the background. He actually, as a supreme sanctioner, he gives this sanction. Okay, he empowers the demigod. Okay, you fulfill this desire, so that at least he will remain within the Vedic jurisdiction. So that is the purpose. 7.23 Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavata alpamedhasham devan devo jajo yanti madbhakto yanti mammapi. The men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of demigods, but my devotees are able to reach my supreme planet. So this is the thing, alpamedhasham. Alpamedhasham, because first of all he said that Hritaggyana, Kamistha, their knowledge are stolen, and that's why they have small intelligence. Okay, now as the knowledge is stolen, there was small intelligence. What is the meaning of small intelligence? It is something like their fruits are temporary, limited. Anta Antavattu phalam tesham. It has a starting and it is an end. What does it mean? Suppose an example, just to understand this example, just to understand this concept. Suppose the college, tomorrow I open a college, engineering college, say, and I declare that I will give engineering degree. But I say that degree is only valid for 5 years. After that, the degree will not be valid. And there are other institutes like IITs, ISC Bangalore's, big universities are there. But I say that I will give degree very soon. I will award engineering degree within 1 year. But in IIT, you have to go for 4 years. This is a 1 year degree course I advertise. But the validity is only for 4 years. And here the degree, to attain the degree, they will take 4 years. So those who are alpamedhasha, less intelligent person, they will register in my college, my university. I want degree now. You take the degree. But the validity is very limited period. So this is what happens with this kind of people. They want quick result. But they forget that this result is temporary. This result is limited for some time frame. But imperishable result can be attained. Param, ultimate result will be there, ultimate benefit is there in Krishna consciousness by satisfying Krishna. So Krishna is telling this thing. He is giving a comparison. That what are the two comparative paths? Okay. So this is the point. So next verse is 7.24. Here the impersonalist. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam mannate mam abudhayo param bhavam ajananto mam abhyam manuttamam. Here, the unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personal Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality due to their small knowledge. Assume this person due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So here you see Krishna is using abuddhayo. Abuddha means Bengali, the word is less intelligent, and alpomethos is less intelligent, but the two words are different. The difference is alpomethosho and abuddhayo. This word alpomethosam are demigod worshippers, and abuddhayos are abuddhayos are further less intelligent. They think that Krishna was initially impersonal. For the time being, he becomes a personal. He assume a personality, and he does various leelas. And this assumed form is an illusion. His activities are illusion. He is an illusion. Everything is illusion apart from Brahma. Brahma Sattva Jagat Mithya. Krishna is also Mithya for them. So that's why they are abuddhayo. They are further unfortunate. They are more unfortunate than the demigod worshippers. Okay, so this is, we need to understand that, and Prabhupada explains and given various quotations from Shastras to understand this, and they are Prabhupada explaining that athapi te devo padambujaudayo prasadule shanugrihito evo hi janati tattam bhagavan mahimno nachanno eko pichiram vichinnan. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who please be muted, some background sound is coming. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Person of God are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. So by speculation, we cannot understand Krishna. So this kind of speculators actually thinks that the absolute truth is impersonal. So for them, this is abuddhayo. It is abuddha. Okay.
তাহলে প্রভুজি অল্প মেধাসম হচ্ছে যারা অন্যান্য দেবদেবীদের পুজো করে, আর
Yes.
অবুদ্ধ হচ্ছে নির্বিশেষবাদী যারা মনে করে ভগবানের কোনো আকার নেই, ভগবান আকার।
Exactly. This is the difference. So we cannot understand. That until and unless we are favored by Krishna or Krishna's devotees, we cannot understand Krishna. Okay. So this has been explained here. So these are the second thing we covered today, that Deva Upasana and Nirvishesh Upasana. Because they are the two categories where they are surrendering to something, but their surrender is misplaced. And that's why they have the two different kind of result. Okay, Krishna Prabhupada explained that the Deva Upasanas, they will go to the particular that Devaloka. Okay, it is not like that everyone will do anything and they will get the same result. The nonsensical Jatomot, Tatomat, Tatopath. Actually, this Jatomot, Tatopath is perfect. But Jatomot, Tatopath and Tato Gontobbo. You need to understand that. The third part is missing there actually. Jatomot, Tatopath, Tato Gontobbo. Krishna's teachings is this. Okay, so that they are missing actually. So Gantavya will be different. There are various paths, various moth, various path, and the various destination. Krishna clearly explained this. So we need to understand this way. Because why this is happening? Because of the bewilderment. There is a bewilderment. Bewildering potency is there, is working. Okay. So now this 7.25 is very important words. Naham prakasha sarvasya jogo maya samabrito murayam anavijanati lokumam ajamabbayam. These words please recite. You should memorize these words. Anyone?
Naham
प्रकाश सर्वस्य योगमाया
Maya
समावृता
Mudayam Navijanati Lokomamajamabhayam.
Thank you. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. Alpamedasho and abuddhayo. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Okay. The Mayavadis, they think that Krishna was initially was not there. Were of Bhakta. Okay. And now he has become a Bhakta. But no, it is unborn, infallible, ajam abbayam. His body is not changeable body like us. Okay. So now here 2-3 points are very important. Naham prakasha sarvasya jogo maya samabrita. Murayam na vijanati lokumam ajam abbayam. So to whom Krishna is not manifested? Those who are foolish and unintelligent. To them Krishna is not manifested. Just like, so that means we need to have some eligibility to see Krishna. Okay. Here, according to, I will go to the various words once. According to Vishwanath Chakraborty Thakur, here this Param Bhava Mojananta particularly refers to Krishna's form. Param Bhavam. Bhavam is existence. Krishna's existence is Satchidananda Vigraha. Satchidananda Vigraha is Krishna's existence. This Bhavam is not, is the Mayavadis does not know that. This understanding. They don't have this understanding. Param Bhavam Ajananto Mamabbayam Anuttamam. Okay. This is a Satchidananda Vigraha means he is imperishable. Okay. Imperishable. Anuttamam. Anuttamam means tamo. Tamo means ignorance. Anuttamam. He is not in ignorance. Never in ignorance. Anuttamam. So next verse is also like that. Here also Krishna is telling Ajam Abbayam. Okay. So, and he is not Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. He is not manifesting. He is not giving the chance. He is not manifesting. Now, how Krishna will be manifested? So, based on even though I want to see Krishna, even though I have the desire to see Krishna, but if I don't have the proper attitude to see Krishna, I will not be able to see Krishna. What is that attitude? The attitude of surrenderance. Attitude of depending on Krishna, dependence. That seeing Krishna is based on not only my own caliber. What to speak of seeing Krishna if we consider any material big person, then also we cannot see any material big person by our own caliber. I need to connect to some person with who can connect to see. Even the great persons, the Prime Minister, I cannot see if I want. So Krishna is having this sweet will to keep himself concealed. That's why Krishna, the pure devotional service, pure pure devotion has 6 qualities. Among that, one quality is Shudurlava. Shudurlava. Pure devotion is Shudurlava. It is rare. The rarity we have heard in this chapter. And Krishna's form is also, seeing Krishna Sachidananda form is not so easy. And Krishna keeps himself hidden by Jogomaya Samabrita. Because that attitude is not there. To whom Krishna is hiding? Can Krishna keep himself hidden from Jashodama? No. Jashodama can catch him. Can Krishna keep himself hide from Radharani? From Gopis? No. They will catch him. They will find him. But Krishna can keep himself hidden from these Muras, foolish and unintelligent person, Abuddhayos. Because they don't have that attitude. They don't have that attitude of submission, attitude of surrenderance. Even though they have that wishful desire to see, but that desire is a demanding desire. But we cannot demand Krishna to come before me and show me your form. That's why Prabhupada has given one wonderful principle, and that is actually coming from Bhakti Sindhu Saraswati Thakur only, that we need not to endeavor to see Krishna of our own. Rather, we should serve Krishna in such a way that Krishna himself come and reveal to us. And that is what Rupa Goswami has given. Ato Krishna namadi navavet krachamendriyi shevana mukhe jihadau shayame spuratato. So that is the point, that we need to chant in such a way, serve in such a way that Krishna reveal himself. It is a revelation. It is a revelation. Prakasha. Krishna will manifest himself. Shato. Sfurato. It will manifest spontaneously. So now the point is, what is this Jogomaya curtain? So this I will discuss. What is this Mohitam? Jogomaya. That is the two kind of Maya is there. Jogomaya and Mohamaya. So Jogomaya, we all know, this is a sort of a oxymoron, Jogo and Maya. Mohamaya is, okay, we understand Mohamaya is a material Maya due to our Kam, Krodh, Moho, Lobh, Matsarya, due to our anarthas, we cannot see, we cannot progress, these things we can understand. We are committing mistake, we are struggling, suffering due to Mohamaya, because we are deluded, under delusion. But Jogomaya actually means, Jogomaya actually in the spiritual world, where the Jogomaya makes us, when Mohamaya makes us forgets about Krishna, Jogomaya also makes us forget about covers the Krishna's supremacy and make him a small boy on the lap of Jashodama, just a lover for the gopis, just a friend for the shakhas. So there the Jogomaya acts in this way. But here, what does it mean by Jogomaya Samabrita? Here Jogomaya, that is the internal potency actually. Here Prabhupada explained. Prabhupada translate this Jogomaya internal potency, but we need to understand this word Jogomaya in properly by internal potency. Internal potency, that is the Antaranga Shakti. But Antaranga Shakti is what? Antaranga Shakti, we need to understand in two ways. Jogomaya means this is his own energy. Internal potency means something it is own, by his own energy. Actually everything, all the energies are Krishna's energy. In that sense. First of all, that we need to understand. Jogomaya. Then we need to understand that Maya, can Maya covers Krishna? No, Krishna is not covered. Prabhupada gives the example in other places, like the cloud. Cloud is covered. Today only I was hearing one lecture where Prabhupada was explaining this thing, that cloud can never touch Krishna. Cloud can cover some portion of the earth only. Okay. And in that portion of the earth, those persons, those people are there, they cannot see the sun. But as soon as we have practical experience, if we take a flight and it goes over the sky, of the cloudy sky, then we can see the sky, see the sun. So sun is not covered at any time.